It's Luke 16. It's more parables of Christ. And he said unto his disciples, There was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he wasted his goods. And he called him and said to him, How is it that I hear this of thee? Give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer a steward. And the steward said within himself, What shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me my stewardship. I cannot take, and to beg I am too ashamed. I am resolved what to do, that what I have put out of the stewardship, that they may receive me into their houses. So he called every one of his Lord's debtors unto him, and said unto the first, How much did thou oweth my Lord? And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, Take thy bill, sit down quickly, and write 50. Said to another, How much thou owest my Lord? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, Take thy bill, and write 80. And the Lord commended the unjust steward, because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. So I say unto you, make 2 friends of mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, ye may receive you into everlasting habitation. So he that is faithful in which is least is also faithful in much. He that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much. If ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to you your trust in true riches? And if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? So no servant can serve 2 masters, for you will hate the one and love the other, or else you will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. And the Pharisees, who were covetous, heard these things, and they derided him. And he said to them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but God knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of God. For the law and the prophets were unto John. Since that time the kingdom is preached, and every man pressed into it. For it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. Now whosoever putteth away his wife and marries another committed adultery, and whosoever putteth her that is put away from her husband, whoever marrieth her that is put away from her husband committeth adultery. And whoever divorces his wife causeth her to commit adultery. Now there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple, and fine linen, and fed sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar, the Lord's friend, named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Now moreover the dogs came and licked his sores. Now it came to pass that even the beggar died and was carried. The angels carried him into Abraham's bosom. And the rich man also died, and they buried him. And later he awoke in hell, and lifted up his eyes, being in torments, seeing Abraham and Lazarus afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And the rich man cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in the water, that it may cool my tongue, because I am tormented in this flame. Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime you receiveth thy good things, and Lazarus evil things. So now he's tormented. Now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Besides all this, there's a great gulf fixed. Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, 2,000 miles from New York. There's a great gulf fixed. So he that would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. And he said, I pray thee, Father, that thou wouldst send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brethren, that they may testify to them, that they would repent and not come and to hell, and this place of torment? Abraham said, Son, they have Moses, they have the prophets, they can read them, let them hear them. And the rich man said, Nay, Father Abraham, if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. He said, Neither will they hear Moses, nor the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one was resurrected from the dead to preach unto them. And he has a son, man.